of your screen, and Hurwitz, the straight drop back, and he's under some pressure. It's a screen, and it's a good one. That is Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson near midfield, across midfield, and he's still moving. Brian Robinson to the 30, and he is dragged down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, Frank, we waited all afternoon for him to throw the ball to Brian Robinson. He finally did, and he picked it up. Let's watch it again. As Greg mentioned, the screen was set up just perfectly. The linemen were coming, and Hurwitz just played it perfectly. Look at the men in front of him now. He's got 3 guys with him.
Fine execution on the part of the Sullivan offense.
And Brian Robinson following his blockers. Now the great individual effort. And that's why you coaches always preach. Until you hear that whistle, knock him down.
That's right. You can't arm tackle that guy.
Tom Tim coming all the way across the field to make the tackle. 5 minutes to be played in this game. First down for Sullivan at the Lane 21-yard line. Hurwitz calling the signals. They give this to Tony Woods, and he's caught from behind. 79 is Renwick Atkins, I believe. Big play by Renwick Atkins. No gain on the play. It will be 2nd and 10.
Atkins, of course, the man that blocked the field goal attempt at the close of the first half.
He's a little guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only 6'3", 220. 230, I'm sorry. He had dinner last night.
Frank McBride out of the Sullivan lineup for the moment. He is replaced by 42 Scott Bianchini in the backfield. Clock running, 4:20 to be played in the game. Tony Woods to the far side, as is Bob Gallmeyer, and Hurwitz to throw. Across the middle is Tony Woods, and there he is. He's got him at the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Dan Hurwitz right on the money to Tony Woods. He and Bob Gallmeyer, a little crossing pattern.
Hurwitz really threw a dart there, Frank.
Yeah, that's a deadly combination. You put Gallmeyer and Woods both on the same side, and then they just cross it. And it was a well-thrown ball.
The great advantage of the guy from Tony Woods coming from the top of your screen. He's 6'4". If you throw it high, you've got a chance because no one's going to get near him.
Yeah, he can go
there
up.
You go.
Don't you love to see teams produce when they have to? 3:55, the clock is running. 1st and goal for Sullivan at the 3-yard line.
Little trap.
Hurwitz, the give to McBride. McBride straight ahead, may have gotten a yard, certainly no more than that. The Lane Tech defense led by 37 Craig Nash piled it up right there. They do give him a yard. It will be 2nd and goal from the 2.
Danny Hurwitz now, 7 out of 14. He's got 104 yards.
For Lane Tech, 45, Brian Cavanaugh coming into the lineup on defense. And there's a little life on the Sullivan side of the field for the first time this afternoon.
They played awfully well against a team where they're really physically overmatched.
The clock running with 3 minutes, 10 seconds to play in this game. Hurwitz calls the signals. To give Brian Robinson straight ahead. Touchdown!
Once again, the right side of that Sullivan line is doing a good job coming off the ball.
They sure are. It's a big play here, John. Will they go to tie it up, or will they go for the 2?
Brian Robinson from 2 yards out just put his head down, and he got it over. Look at him crawl the last couple of inches.
Bill Daphnis and Craig Coven on the right side of that line. As we mentioned earlier, they've done a fine job all afternoon. They ought to. One's 220, the other's 240.
And Mike Paul had it in his mind exactly what he wanted to do on this extra point attempt. Let's see what happens. Will they go for the tie, or will they go for the win? It looks like they're going for the win.
All right.
Good coaching.
Sir, you've come this far. There's no sense selling for a tie.
Tony Woods flanks to the right side. Hurwitz on the call. Going to roll right. Going to roll right. Throws back over the middle. It's incomplete in the end zone. Pass intended for Bob Gallmeyer, number 82. And there is a Lane Tech player down.
90 yards. Elapsed time 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Good drive.
I think we'll probably see an onside kick here from Sullivan.
They still have time. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. I still like a coach to go for the win.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. A salute to Mickey Poles for that decision. 3 minutes, 2 seconds remaining to be played in this game. Lane Tech will receive the kickoff. And they've got more than the average up on the front line.
Boy, they got some horses up there, don't they?
deepest receivers are only at the 20-yard line. There you see them. And let's see what Mike Poles has in mind. It is Dan Hurwitz kicking away for Sullivan, and Frank Frios looking for the onside kick. Do we get it? We do indeed. There's the bouncing ball, and it has fallen on there. I believe that's Ken Winneck, number 88. It was indeed.
Don't forget the Mayor's Football Championship next Saturday. The winner of this game going against St. Lawrence. Our airtime here on Channel 5 at 1 o'clock.
And it probably won't be any warmer.
It's
not getting any warmer up here, is it?
You just want to wear that fur coat again.
The clock is running. 2:55 to be played in this game.
And while we have a moment, we'd like to thank both the head coaches, Mike Poles of Sullivan and Sam Brunswick of Lane Tech, their athletic departments and administrations, and both those schools for their assistance and cooperation. They've been great. We're glad we could be a part of this big game.
That play carries all the way to the 40-yard line. That was Tony Giacomino. Jim Montezouris made the tackle along with Eli Began for Sullivan. That's a big play for Lane.
While we're passing out thanks here late in the game with 2:32 remaining and Lane leading 7-6, I wanted to thank Chuck Fabiano, the manager here at Soldier Field. Here's the play again, Frank.
And Giacomino getting good blocking.
It's the halfback lead, and he's running these last 5 yards all by himself.
Oh, he smells it, doesn't he?
Yes, that was a big play for them. Maybe they can keep the ball away from Sullivan.
The clock continues to move. 2:15 remaining to be played in the game. Laterza calls the signals. And the give is to Giacomino again. Giacomino across the 40 down to about the 39-yard line. Go ahead, John.
Once again, the Sullivan defense has to meet the challenge. They've done it all afternoon. They have not allowed a score on them, Frank, and I think that's a surprise to everybody.
Yes, it is. I certainly surprised me. I think they're playing a tremendous inspired game.
There is a timeout on the field. That looks like 13 Gary Williams walking over to the sideline. It is an official's timeout. While we have the opportunity, we would like to thank the people giving us the fine pictures today on camera. Connie Jones, Mike Laurie, Dale Schaefer, Pete Ranger, and Bobby Correll turning in their splendid job as usual. Thank you guys and lady.
That's in lieu of payment, right?
That's a lot.
Thank you.
I'd like to remind you again, 1 minute, 48 seconds, and the clock is running. 2nd and 9. Lane with the ball at the Sullivan 39-yard line. Laterza calls the signals, and they give us to Giacomino. Giacomino with another yard, maybe to about the 38-yard line, where he is tackled by the middle of the Sullivan defensive line. This broadcast has been produced and directed by Dean Rowe. Our technical directors, Paul Hempin and Bob Ronner. Associate producer Jim Tanker. Our associate directors, Sandy Weir and Preston Yarber. Our field stage manager is Dietrich Thibodeau, and our stage manager here in the booth has been Joe Migas. The audio, Harry Donasso. On video, John Wayne. And our replay has been handled by Norm DeCitas, and we thank each and every one of them.
Now will you spell those names?
No, thank you. The clock stopped with 1 minute 27 remaining to be played. Public League Championship, and Lane Tech in the driver's seat with a 7-6 lead, but they have a 3rd and 8. They're going to have to make first down yardage or give up the ball, and then I think we'll see Danny Hurwitz warm up his arm a little bit.
You just can't say enough for this Sullivan defense. Back to the wall. You know they're down a little bit. They're trailing by a point. There's a 4th quarter score. Joliet Catholic now running it up on LaSalle Peru, 25-0.
They play good football down there.
They really do.
Now,
Frank, it's been good having you here this afternoon.
Well,
Really enjoyed it.
The pleasure's been all mine, John. I really can't tell you how much I enjoyed this.
And congratulations to you and to Schurz. I know it was a fine football season over there, too.
Well, thank you very much, Greg.
Minute 27. The clock will start on the snap of the ball. Laterza calling the signals, and they give this time Mr. Blackman, and Blackman gets maybe another yard. And the clock will stop with 1 minute 22 to be played, and Laterza just walks straight off the field, and he's not real pleased. The clock is stopped, and they will have to kick it away. There you see the score. Lane Tech 7, Sullivan 6 with 1 minute 22 remaining to be played. The winner of this game into the Prep Bowl next Saturday afternoon against the Vikings of St. Lawrence.
That's when a quarterback walks to the sideline and says, okay, coach, you call the first here. What are we going to do on the 4th one?
Big punt coming up here.
Safe to say that that they'll be looking for Tony Woods on the long pass. 85 is Bart Suarez. 38 there, you see Brian Robinson talking to Coach Mike Poles. And the big man in the Lane Tech huddle right now is Bart Suarez, who will do the punting on 4th and 7 from the 37. He's going to need a good kick, and he's going to want to put it out of bounds darn near the goal line.
Boy, a lot of things can happen here, though.
And Frank McBride dropping back, and everybody else is going to be very intent on blocking the punt. Here's the snap, and it's a high one. He gets it away, and it is off the side of his foot. It'll go out of bounds at about the 38-yard line.
Well, he shanked it there.
Yeah, that was a big play. That gives them fairly good field position.
And now the Sullivan cheering section gets on its feet. We have a minute 17 to be played, and it will be put in play at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10.
Minute 17, as you said, and now Hurwitz can do his thing. Just put it up and hope it sticks somewhere.
Which means the pressure shifts to the defense on Lane Tech. Tom Tim and Brian Cavanaugh at the corners, Clifford Fisher and Ben Turek at safety, and they've all played a big part today. Tony Woods, the far side of the field. And there you see Danny Hurwitz calling the signals, and he throws sideline, complete, and out of bounds to 85, Mike Quinlan. That stops the clock with a minute 14 remaining to be played.
Frank, this is where Hurwitz can really show his style, because he is a good passer, he has a good setup, a good drop, and he can just keep moving the ball downfield. A minute 14, he still has plenty of time.
Yeah, and Lane was in that five-man front that time. I looked for him to be in the 4, but they're still in that 5.
Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4, the ball at the 40-yard line. Hurwitz again and again to the sideline, and Quinlan again walks the tightrope and gets out of bounds. That's enough for a first down.
And this is when a quarterback gets back in that huddle and he just tells that offensive line, do anything you want, just don't let them near me.
There you have a final in the Class 4A title game. Joliet Catholic with its 4th consecutive IHSA Class 4A championship, 25-0 over LaSalle, Peru.
Danny Hurwitz 9 out of 18 now for 118 yards.
Hurwitz to the sideline again. Quinlan, and is that a completion? It is a completion near the 50-yard line, and Mike Quinlan pops out of that dugout bench. That's good.
He's opening up something over the middle here, though, Coach. He can't go to the well that often. That's 3 times in a row.
That's right. I look for him, and maybe one more of those, and then Katie barred the door.
Tom Tim looking a little bit hungry on that sideline again. Let's have another look at it. Just a couple of steps drop back for Hurwitz, and the quick pop to Quinlan. Quinlan with a reception, and then banged out of bounds. And let's hope he doesn't go into that bench again. 1:06 remaining to be played. 2nd and 6. Hurwitz straight back. Looking deep for Woods. A sky ball is complete to Woods. Woods is dragged to a stop at about the 21-yard line.
They have no timeouts remaining, though. They've got to get it going here in a hurry. 58 seconds. Officials will give them time to spot the ball.
There is Tony Woods. That ball straight up, and it looked like the defenders lost track of it, and Tony Woods did not.
When a quarterback says, thank God for tall people.
And 6'4", Tony Woods goes up after it, and he is dragged down. 85, that is Bart Suarez back on defense. The clock is running. 50 seconds to play in the game. Hurwitz calls the signals. Look for one to the sidelines. It is. Quinlan is there and out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Clock stopped with 43 seconds remaining to be played in this game.
Excellent play selection, Frank, and the execution on the part of Hurwitz right now, you can't say enough about it. He's drilling the ball as fine as you could ask for a quarterback.
Yes, regardless of the outcome of this game, you have to give a whole lot of credit to Sullivan's coaching staff and their receivers and quarterback. They're doing a magnificent job.
Mike Quinlan again, he's caught 4 for 26 yards, all here in this last minute and a half.
And now Lane Tech calls a timeout.
Well, that's interesting.
Yes, it is. Lane Tech calling a timeout to check out just what they want to do on defense. As you see the score with 43 seconds remaining to be played in this game. Lane Tech 7 and Sullivan 6. Took a while, but it's becoming the game we expected.
Yeah, it's really interesting right now.
The important factor, of course, the clock. 43 seconds remaining.
Let's go down on the field. Barry Holfelder. Barry?
Greg, on that pass to Tony Wood, it may have looked like the defenders were just standing there watching him catch the ball, but from our angle on the field, that sun was right in their way, and Tony was lucky to see it himself.
Thank you, Barry. Good point, too. That sun hasn't been a factor all day long until now.
I'll tell you, though, when you're 6'4" and you're going against defensive backs 5'10", you've got a better chance than they do of coming down with it.
Sullivan breaks the huddle. The clock will start on the snap of the ball. 43 seconds now on the clock. It is a 2nd and 6. The ball at the lane, 17-yard line, and Hurwitz to throw. Hurwitz rolling right, looks into the end zone and throws it up. It is incomplete, intended for number 80. I believe that is Terry McTague. It is. 6'2", 185-pound senior, just missed making connections in the back part of the end zone. Took 5 seconds off the clock, 37 seconds left in the game.
13 out of 22, 153 yards for Dan Hurwitz, most of it coming here in the 4th quarter. And the next pass he completes may be the most important one of his career. He would have been out of the end zone even if he came down with this ball, I believe. Yeah.
But Hurwitz wasn't far off the mark. It is 3rd and 6 from the 17, and now they need a first down. Hurwitz going to look this way, the screen. That is Brian Robinson. Robinson splits the middle, gets down to about the 12-yard line. The clock continues to run, and now it is blown to a stop. It is a timeout taken by Sullivan High School. 29 seconds remaining to be played, and that looks like it's going to be enough for a first down, but it's going to take a measurement. Let's take another look at it.
Frank, he's thrown the ball twice today to Brian Robinson on this play, and he picked up good real estate both times.
Both times on both that same little screen.
Good play, and they're going to call in the sticks from the far sideline. This is going to be a big, big measurement.
Brian Robinson has caught 3 touchdown passes on the year, so he's no stranger.
Scoreboard already has it listed as a first down. We will wait for official word from the field. Everybody watching this one, and it is a first down for Sullivan High School.
First down for Sullivan.
What a finish.
Not bad at all. 29 seconds remaining to be played in this game. Lane with a very slim 7-6 lead. Danny Hurwitz is their field goal kicker, too, in case they want to try that one.
It's a big series coming up.
Sullivan started this drive with 1:14 on the clock. They've gone 63 yards so far. 29 seconds left, and they're a point under right now.
Clock will start with the snap of the ball. 1st and 10. The ball at the 11-yard line. Tony Woods flanked to the far side of the field. Danny Hurwitz over the center. Fakes to McBride, and he looks, and he throws to the far side. Brian Robinson, incomplete. Incomplete. Clifford Fisher on the coverage for Lane Tech. 24 seconds remaining to be played. There you see Brian Robinson, and I still say he's going to sleep well tonight.
This club is well conditioned, Frank. They say they run 7 miles a day. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know if there's 7 miles, but they sure do show some great conditioning. They don't seem to be tiring like I thought they would in the 4th quarter.
Danny Hurwitz just barely missing connection on that pass to Brian Robinson.
And I just saw Franco Laterza run off the field for Lane Tech. 24 seconds remaining in this game. 2nd and 10 from the 11. Tony Woods to the far side of the field, and Hurwitz to throw. Hurwitz, the quick pop over the middle. Touchdown!
Turn out the lights.
The quick pass over the middle.
Here we go.
And here you take a look at it from the end zone. There it is.
Oh, my. He lay that in there.
Right on the button. That is 82, Bob Gallmeyer.
Welcome back, Bob. It's been a long year with the knee surgery and all, but what a way to end it.
What a tremendous drive.
And give great credit to that offensive line, because they gave Hurwitz time to throw throughout that entire drive, and there's no way a quarterback can put the ball up and make connection if the offensive line is letting people into his face.
You know, you can only say so many times that a game is not over until that clock winds down, and boy, they just proved it. Sullivan now with a 12-7 lead over Lane Tech with 20 seconds to play in this football game.
What's Yogi Berra's line? A game is not over until it's over?
I'll tell you, the far side of the field, that is the Sullivan side of the field, just going bonkers. 12-7. And it is now Danny Hurwitz going after the two-point conversion. Frank McBride leaves the field. And there's a penalty marker because Frank left on the wrong side of the field. Isn't
That's
that it,
right.
Coach?
Can't do that.
He's got some friends over here, though.
Boy, I'll tell you, what a touchdown drive Danny Hurwitz engineered for Sullivan High School.
He points out what Frank said at the outset of the broadcast. He's remarkably poised for a quarterback. He throws the ball extremely well. He drops well. And the leadership, he knows he can get it done.
He took the Sullivan Tigers 66 yards in 9 plays. They now have a 5-point lead, 20 seconds showing on the clock, and here is the two-point conversion attempt.
And you know, when a quarterback gives up a touchdown or interception, to come back and put 7 more on the board, that's a big factor.
Hurwitz with the call, and he's going to roll right. He looks for Tony Woods, and he throws it. It is intercepted. Ben Turk with the interception in the end zone. And Lane Tech will have 20 seconds in which to do something about the lead. Sullivan 12 and Lane Tech 7. Coach?
Well, I think that, you know, like you said, the game's not over till that last second winds off the clock, but it certainly looks a little grim for Lane.